guys, it's Arian Sports. Today we have a really good video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the 2021 MLB season. And I'm just so excited that it's starting again. It has only been 5 to 6 months, but it feels like an eternity for me. So first I'm going to just talk about just baseball in general, and then I'm going to start talking about my predictions. So start off I think that the Phillies are going to be really underrated this season. Their hitting is just so good. They have the best catcher in the MLB, a right fielder who could possibly be an MVP this year because of his just predictions from ESPN and MLB Network and other MLB insiders. And you have a first baseman who literally destroys baseballs, a shortstop who's so underrated, a third baseman who's so young, and he can do everything, honestly. And then you have really good starting pitchers, and the relievers are where the team starts becoming the issue. You have an insane center fielder with Andrew McCutcheon, who's a really good left fielder. Center fielder, you have Roman Quinn, but I think they should bring on Mickey Moniak. And just the rest of the team is just like the part where people start thinking that they're bad. So now let's start talking about other teams. The best division this year is going to be by far the NL West. They have the two best teams in the MLB, in my opinion, the Dodgers and the Padres. Now, I think it's going to be so close between that division. I think it's going to come down to the last game. And I think the Padres are going to take it. They have Fernando Tatis Jr., who has signed for $340 million before he played 162 games in his MLB career. You have Manny Machado, who's a little bit overrated, I will admit, but he still is so good. And then, I believe they got Blake Snell. I think they did. I think they got Blake Snell, too. And then the Dodgers, you can't stop talking about them. They literally have Cody Bellinger. They have, I think, the best rotation possibly in MLB history. You have Clayton Kershaw, who's still, he might retire soon, but he's still so good. You have Walker Buehler. You have literally Trevor Bauer, who won Cy Young last year. And you also have David Price, who's coming off of an injury, but I think it was 2018. He was one of the best pitchers in the MLB. So that's why I think that division will come down to that. For the American League, I think the Rays are really good. People say that they're not good because they don't have the best player in the MLB, like Mike Trout, or they don't have that much money. They know how to win. Sure, they lost Blake Snell, and they're having all these issues with Randy Arozarena and all that stuff, but they can, I don't know how they do it, honestly. I think that, in my opinion, you need at least one star player to bring your team to the playoffs. And they've been doing it countless years, just winning the division with the Yankees and the Red Sox in it. With Blake Snell was so good. But they didn't really have too many hitters. Last year was Randy Arozarena's first year. And they made it to the World Series. And they went against the best team in the MLB. And the Angels, they can be so good. But their pitching is what it's going to come down to. Their starters, they cannot really figure out, and their bullpen. They have Anthony Rendon, who literally, he got signed for so much money, I forget the amount. Mike Trout, who's arguably a top 10 baseball player of all time. And he's only 9 years into his career, which seems like a lot of years for baseball. But he could play, I would say, 6 to 11 more seasons. When you think about that, he already has, I know, over 300 to 400 home runs. He can literally do everything. And then for the NL East, it's the Braves. They are so good. They have, I don't even want to say because they're one of my least favorite teams. They have Ronald Acuna Jr., who I think should definitely be nominated for MVP way more often. Freddie Freeman, who won NL MVP last year. And then Ozzie Albies, who's, in my opinion, kind of underrated. And then they have Max Fried, and I know they got one more pitcher. I just forgot his name. I don't know. They have Cole Hamels, so I think it's still a good veteran. So enough talking about actual teams in general. I'm going to start talking about my predictions for awards. For NL MVP, I'm gonna be that guy who only picks his favorite team. But I'm not just doing that. He went from one of the most overrated players in MLB to one of the most underrated players in MLB. So I'm going Bryce Harper winning MVP. But here are a few honorable mentions who I have contending with him. We have Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals, and then you have Ronald Acuna Jr. They are all in the NL East, and I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best divisions, even though they don't do as well as many people think. So that's my NL MVP. Now I'm going to go to AL MVP, and I got to pick Mike Trout. He's won it so many times, and last year he didn't win it. Jose Abreu did, who I think will be nominated. And the other guy who will be nominated will be Shohei Ohtani. Yes, a pitcher from the same team as the Angels, where Mike Trout obviously is. I think that if he's healthy, he can be a top 3 player in the MLB. He has so much talent. And speaking of Shohei Ohtani, he's going to win Cy Young. And that won't be the only award he wins. I think he's also winning slugging. I think he can win both of those awards and be nominated for AL MVP. I think that he can, imagine this, you're a guy or a girl, you can throw 99 and hit a home run 450 feet. Just imagine that. You can throw 99 miles per hour and hit a home run that's 450 feet. That's just ridiculous to me. And then for slugging, I also have Luke Voit in there, because he was the home run leader last year. And for Cy Young, I have to put Trevor Bauer and Shane Bieber in there, because they're still such good pitchers, and even Corey Kluber. Now for Gold Glove, I have to go to Nolan Arenado. He's joining a new team. He has a lot of expectations, and I think he's going to pursue those expectations. He's one of the best third basemen in the MLB, arguably with, I guess, Alex Bregman or even Manny Machado. But he's done it countless times, over and over again, having insane defensive seasons and offensive. And then now we're going to go to kind of like the playoffs. So for the NLCS, I have Padres, Phillies. Yes, I think the Phillies are going to make it, but lose to the Padres. Yes, I think the Dodgers are going to get out. I just think that there's going to be some sort of injury that makes them lose the series. Then for the American League, I have Angels versus the Rays. The Rays are going to continue to do it, and the Yankees will be close with them. But I think the Rays, Angels, and Angels win. The World Series is going to be Padres-Angels. Padres win the 6 games. Series is going to be 4-2, and that will be the end of the World Series in the season. Fernando Tatis Jr. gets World Series MVP, and I forgot about him for MVP. I'm sorry, but he will probably be nominated too. And that is how the season goes. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and like this video. And I'm just super excited for the MLB season. So hopefully you are too, and go Phillies.